Good day. Welcome to Endurance Room. Hope you're all doing well. Thought I could talk to you guys for a minute about how I've been training lately with kettlebells and heavy clubs. I've been using these tools for a while, and they've done me a world of good. They've made pretty much everything I do physically better. I've put on size, strength, I've got energy, my body feels good. Old injuries have healed up and move well, and most importantly, I'm able to do all the things that I need to do, both in and out of the woods. Training with these tools has really helped me turn back the clock in a lot of ways, and I know it can for you too. What I've been up to lately is something Mark Wildman calls the Tetris of training. And that's where you put together smaller blocks of training ideas that you do, a couple times a week. And this lets you customize and tailor your individual program for your needs, for your interests, and do the things that are going to do you the most good. But with kettlebells and clubs, you can do all this stuff right from the comfort of your own home, from your backyard, your garage, your basement. I train in my kitchen right now. First thing in the morning, about 6 days a week, I have my kettlebells and my clubs in the kitchen, and it's like the first thing I do in the morning. I'll have a cup of coffee, and then I'll train for a half hour, an hour a day. I take Sundays off, and I'm really happy with how it's been going. I'm about 2 or 3 months in on this current format, and I haven't gotten tired out from it. Like, my body is recovering on a daily basis, and basically each session I'm doing a little bit better. I'm doing more work, I'm lifting more, and I'm not new at this, so making this kind of progress, it's exciting. So how it runs is Monday, I have a kettlebell day, do a 10-minute kettlebell warm-up, going through some basic movements, just a few reps, and I do the same 10-minute warm-up every day, 6 days a week, except for the days that I'm not training kettlebell, and then I add in a little extra military press, because that's one of my favorite lifts, and I'm trying to work on that, and I'm doing it 6 days a week, and at a low intensity, but those few extra lifts are adding up throughout the weeks, throughout the months. It's pretty cool. But on my kettlebell day on Monday, I train the military press, single arm, and then I pair it up with kettlebell hack squats, which is an old school squat variation. It's really challenging, and it lets you get a lot of work out of a very light weight. After I'm done training them, then I either work snatches or swings. And that's Monday's session. On Tuesday, I do a 2-hand club session, do the same 10-minute kettlebell warm-up, and before I start the 2-hand clubs, I go into 10 get-ups using a lightweight, and then I will build up to a heavy weight for the day. Just, 5 reps with a progressively heavier weight. But what's cool about that is it kind of ramps my nervous system up and gets it ready for the club work. It's kind of a little hack. It tells your brain to get charged up for the heavier weight, and then by the time you pick up the club, which is lighter, it doesn't feel so heavy. And then I go into the 2-hand club set part of the program, and it's about a 20 minute session. I'm using Mark Wildman's mill squat program. It's really nice. Just basic 2-hand club exercises, 5 exercises, 3 different levels of complexity, and it's a good session. I'm using either a 35-pound or a 45-pound club for those sessions, and then on Wednesday, I'm doing a single arm club with a 25-pound club. And that is just basic club exercises: inside circle, outside circle, shield cast, slowly building up to about 100 reps on each arm on each exercise, which is going to be a lot of weight. My last single arm club session ended up being about 11,000 pounds. Getting totaled up out of a 25-pound weight, that's pretty good. It's a lot of work, but it builds up and it pays off. I tell you what, when you're going out to the woods with your backpacks and your bushcraft gear, you got to stand up with a heavy load. Kettlebell will help you out tremendously in that regard, because every exercise has you standing up with a weight, usually putting it up overhead. But that's kettlebell training in a nutshell. It'll strengthen your hips, balance out your sides, and get you really good at standing up. And then once you get to camp with your backpack, then you might want to use some tools, and all the tools in your backpack are probably going to be some kind of lever. You know, your knife, your saw, your axe, maybe a shovel. That's kind of where the club fits in, because the club is a weighted lever. You're using it on both sides, both arms, and you will balance out your body and tie everything together to your spine. It's really cool stuff. Thursday is another kettlebell day. On that day, I'm doing like a volume day. So I'll do more reps and a lot more sets with a lighter weight. So Monday session, it's like my heavy day. I'll use a 36 kilogram kettlebell for singles for like one press at a time. You know, I'll press it on the left, press it on the right. Then I'll grab my 28 kilogram kettlebell and I'll do like 3 hack squats, put it down, take a little break, then do another set of singles with the 36. And I just build up volume over time. Thursday session, the volume day, I'm doing a lot of sets of 5 reps on each arm with a 24. I'll use a 16 kilogram kettlebell for the hack squats. So much lighter weights on Thursday, but a lot more repetitions and sets. After I get done with my presses and squats, I'll grab my big kettlebell, the 48, and I'll do one big set of 2-handed swings, which is kind of similar to a deadlift. It's the same pattern. It's good. It's a good session. It's more muscly than Monday session. Monday session is very much on the nervous system and getting a lot of tension to lift the heavier weights. Thursday, it's more strength focused and a bit hypertrophic. Friday session, it's another 2-hand club using a 45-pound 2-hand club. It's my heavy 2-hand club day. Doing the mill squat program again. And once again, 10-minute kettlebell warm up. And then I do 10 bent presses with my kettlebells using a progressively heavier weight. Once again, just 5 reps, getting to a heavy set, and then I'll go into the 2-hand club. And just like on Tuesday with the get-ups, the bent presses help prime my nervous system for the heavy load of the club. So it's pretty slick, and it's working out good. I've got a few bits of unregulated training throughout the week. One of them is sledgehammer levers. This is my driveway. I keep my hammer right at the mouth of the driveway, and every day when I walk down the driveway, I do a few levers. Not every day, but more than a few days a week. I start in the middle of the handle, arm straight, bring it back at my head, switch hands. This really works the grip, the tendons, the forearm. And then I'll just feel it out. If I'm having a good day, I'll walk it all the way down. I've been doing this for a few months now, pretty consistently. Working towards multiple reps with the end of the handle, and then I'll start over with a 16-pound sledge. This is a 12. So that's Monday through Friday. And then Saturday, originally I was doing a second single arm club session and going a little bit lighter, but lately I've been swapping that out for another kettlebell day. And I'm usually focusing on snatches. Either that or I'll do swings and get-ups, kind of like simple and sinister. But with the snatches, say like 5 on the right, and then I'll wait, you know, to the top of the next minute, and I'll do 5 on the left, and I'll do like 30 or 40 sets like that. And it's a really good day. It's not too intense, but you get a lot of work in. And it helps out with the presses, it helps out with your conditioning, your heart. You guys probably can't see me at this point, and I've got a bunch of rain on my lens, so probably gonna wrap it up. If you got any questions about this, let me know. I'll try and elaborate if you're interested, but go check out Mark Wildman's channel. He's got a whole wealth of knowledge posted up there that you can dig it right into. Check out his Tetris of training videos, his club order of progression videos, and you'll get a lot of information on how to put this stuff together and tweak it out. So I hope you're all well, and I will talk to you soon. Cheers.